So good day everyone. Today we will dive into the distinctive elements of Filipino ethics, a departure from the conventional methods of addressing moral issues. Let's explore how this approach navigates between traditional ethical principles and the fluidity of situation ethics, aiming to strike balance rooted in Filipino values. So first and foremost, this study rejects the rigid application of traditional ethical principles. It recognizes that our ethical landscape is unique, shaped by our culture and traditions. Rather than adhering strictly to predefined principles, Filipino ethics seeks a middle ground, a space where our values take precedence in solving moral problems. As we navigate through this ethical terrain, it's crucial to emphasize that our approach prioritizes Filipino values. These values serve as guiding lights in addressing a spectrum of ethical issues, including but not limited to private property, justice, advertisement, education, marriage, and even ecology, a topic often overlooked in many ethical manuals. So for instance, when confronted with questions related to private property, justice, and education, our ethical guidelines draw from the wellspring of Filipino values. We find unique solutions that resonate with our cultural ethos. This approach extends to domains such as marriage and ecology, domains rarely explored in mainstream ethics discussions. So in summary, our journey through the elements of Filipino ethics is a refinement exploration of our cultural fabric. By embracing our values, we carve a path that respects tradition yet adapts to the ever-changing ethical landscape. In the subsequent slides, we'll dive deeper into specific ethical guidelines for each domain, shedding light on the distinctive nature of Filipino ethical reasoning.
So, before we proceed to the discussion, let me tell you first who is the author of this book and the author's background. So, as you can see, nami gi-provide yung pictures among slide, and he is Leonardo N. Mercado, a prominent figure in Filipino philosophy. He is known for his pioneering work in the field, particularly his influential book Elements of Filipino Philosophy. So, sa kaniyang book na Elements of Filipino Philosophy, he was known and became popular when he wrote this one. And so, iyang works about Filipino philosophy, ng mga books, he provides insights about the culture and the behaviors of the Filipino people. He was born in 1935 in Cebu City. Mercado came from a family of 4 siblings and had his early education in a tumultuous year of World War II. He later then pursued a path of seminary education leading to his ordination as a priest in 1964. So, his extensive work includes books on legal philosophy, Filipino ethics, and studies on Filipino culture and identity. Some of his notable works include Legal Philosophy, Western, Eastern, and Filipino in 1984, El Shaddai, a study in 2001, Filipino thought in 2000, and The Elements of Filipino Ethics in 1978. So Leonardo and Mercado's contributions both in literature and philosophy have significantly impacted the development of Filipino philosophical thought. So, dako kayo contribution si Leonardo and Mercado in the field of Filipino philosophy.
We only put 12 keywords from the paper. First is the advertisement. The purpose of advertisement is to inform, persuade, or remind a target audience about a given good, service, concept, or event. The second is the culture. A society or a group of people shared views, values, customs, and behaviors are known as their culture. So third is the ethics. The term ethics refers to the moral standards and values that govern how people behave and make decisions, establishing what is right and wrong in a certain situation. Fourth is the Filipino. So millions of people in the Philippines speak Filipino, and it is one of the official language of the nation. The fifth one is the human. A human is a member of Homo sapiens species, which is distinguished by its distinctive mental and physical capabilities. Sixth is the individual justice. So, individual justice describes how one person is treated fairly and equally within the legal system or in society. Seven is the moral. Moral is the principles of good and evil that direct moral behavior. 8 is the Philippines philosophy, which is inquiries about identity, culture, and ethics are explored in the broad and dynamic discipline of philosophy known as a Philippine philosophy, which also draws inspiration from other philosophical traditions. 9 is the principal problems, which is the problems with a system or concepts, foundations, or core. Muna siya referred as a principal problems. 10 is the Quezon City. So in the Philippines, Quezon City is a very populated and active urban area. 11 is the sakop. The sakop word in Filipino implies coverage in English or scope. And the last one is the values. So values are the fundamental tenets and beliefs that direct a person's or a society's actions and choices.
So, for abstract, our comprehensive review unfolds in two distinct parts, each serving a crucial role in our exploration. So, in the first part, we lay the groundwork by establishing the foundational elements of Filipino ethics. So, we dissect various positions in ethics, contemplate the individual's role in shaping morality, and dive into the methodology and natural law, right reason, and morality that form the bedrock of our ethical consideration. So as we transition to the second part, our focus sharpens on specific ethical issues within the Filipino context. So we navigate through the concept of sakop and its ethical consequences, dissect the justice models, explore the intricate interplay of truth, personhood, and material values, unravel the complexities of marriage and family dynamics, and address the pressing ecology concerns unique to our nation. But our review goes beyond merely highlighting problems. It seeks to provide fresh insights into unexplored areas, pushing the boundaries of our understanding. By doing so, we contribute to a more profound grasp of Filipino ethics and work towards development of a culturally rooted ethical framework tailored to the Philippines' distinctive ethos.
This comprehensive study delves into Filipino ethics, examining a wide array of topics and issues. It endeavors to explore and understand the complex landscape of ethical thinking in the Philippines, shedding light on problems and uncertainties that have long prevailed in the domain of Filipino philosophy. So the contents of the study are divided into two parts. So ang first part is the foundation of Filipino ethics. So, dating apart, it delves into the core principles and methodologies of ethics, scrutinizing the role of the individual and the relevance of natural law in the Filipino context. Then the second part, entitled Some Issues in Filipino Ethics, takes a closer look at specific ethical concerns, such as the Filipino concept of sakop and its implications, justice models, the interplay of truth and material values, as well as ethical considerations related to marriage, family, and the pressing issue of ecology. Throughout this exploration, we seek to identify the challenges and dilemmas that Filipino philosophers and thinkers face in their quest to establish a unique ethical framework that resonates with Filipino culture and values. The study aims to shed light on what is currently and not fully understood in the realm of Filipino ethics and seeks to provide a comprehensive appraisal of these issues. Our objective is to contribute to more profound comprehension of the ethical landscape in the Philippines and inspire thoughtful discourse and reflection on these vital matters.
The materials and methods. So this study on Filipino ethics employed a multifaceted approach. It began with an extensive review of literature encompassing primary and secondary sources, including academic papers, books, and religious texts. Philosophical analysis was used to dissect key concepts and theories in Filipino ethics, delving into historical context and cultural nuances. Textual analysis scrutinized relevant texts for valuable insights. Surveys, interviews with experts, and case studies were carried out to gather primary data and real-world examples, providing first-hand insights and practical applications. A comparative analysis juxtaposed Filipino ethics with international ethical standards, while ethnographic research and fieldwork explored cultural and social factors shaping Filipino ethical perspectives. An interdisciplinary approach integrated various disciplines such as philosophy, theology, sociology, and cultural studies for a holistic view of Filipino ethics. Throughout, ethical reflection and critical analysis were applied to discern moral reasoning and implications within the Filipino context. This comprehensive methodological approach ensured a thorough examination of Filipino ethics, its foundations, ethical dilemmas, and cultural influences, resulting in a comprehensive understanding of intricate field.
So for results, our exploration has spotlighted the rich hanging of Filipino ethics, a hanging intricately worked from the threads of culture, history, and religions. This diversity is not a challenge to overcome but a strength, resistant to reduction into a singular ethical system. Instead, it invites us to embrace the complexity that defines Filipino ethical thought. So as we journey through the review, emerge challenges associated with synthesizing Filipino ethics. The many-sided nature of this ethical landscape, deeply rooted in local traditions and influenced by global forces, presents hurdles that require thoughtful navigation. The profound influence of cultural values such as Sakop and Katarungan emerge as significant touchpoints in our exploration. These values are not just markers, they are guiding stars, emphasizing the importance of incorporating them into any ethical framework tailored to the Filipino context. So Christianity plays a pivotal role in shaping Filipino ethics, as we discovered through the ethical implications of biblical teachings and gospel values. It's a dynamic interplay that adds another layer to the complexity of ethical consideration in the Philippines. Our findings underscore the dynamic nature of Filipino ethics, a system that evolves to meet the challenges of contemporary issues, from environmental concerns to gender equality and the effects of globalization. Filipino ethics continually adapts, showcasing its responsiveness to the evolving social-cultural landscape. Contextual ethics emerge as a key theme in our research. The adaptation of ethical principles to the specific needs of the Filipino context reflects the ever-evolving nature of our social-cultural landscape. It's a recognition that our ethical framework must resonate with the unique Filipino worldview. So, in conclusion, our review emphasizes the necessity for a culturally sensitive approach to ethics, recognizing its complexity and responsiveness to the unique Filipino worldview. Is not just a scholarly pursuit, it's a call to action. an invitation to engage with ethics in a way that truly resonates with the heart of the Philippines.
The review of the book on Filipino ethics illuminates several critical aspects of this complex field, prompting thoughtful consideration of its implications and future directions. So, the recognition of diversity within Filipino ethics underscores the need for a nuanced and culturally sensitive approach, challenging the notion of a singular ethical framework. The challenges in synthesizing Filipino ethics emphasize the necessity of respecting and integrating the multitude of ethical perspectives that comprise this multifaceted landscape. Moreover, the profound influence of cultural values and the central role of Christianity in shaping Filipino ethics must not be underestimated. So, sa book about Filipino ethics is, it talks many important matter like unsa ka importante og unsa epekto ang Filipino ethics sa atong culture and sa atong future. It is important pod na atong hibaw-an and i-consider ang mga lahi-lahi or mga different Filipino ethics sa Philippines. So, daghan kay mga challenges sa pag-scrutinize aning nga book, and it shows kung unsa ka importante that we respect the different ethical perspective. And it is also important nga hatagan nato pansin ang atong culture, and we should not underestimate the Christianity kay it has a big role in shaping our Filipino ethics. So, the review's acknowledgement of contemporary ethical issues signifies the dynamic nature of Filipino ethics, prompting continued investigation into how it responds to evolving challenges. The importance of contextual ethics in the Filipino context should guide future studies, emphasizing the adaptability of ethical principles to the specific needs and evolving socio-cultural landscape. In summary, this review highlights the complexity and dynamism of Filipino ethics, rooted in culture, religion, and responsiveness to contemporary issues, paving the way for the evolution of a culturally sensitive ethical framework tailored to the unique ethos of the Philippines. So, to summarize, it shows that we should know the complications and importance of Filipino ethics in culture, religion, and in contemporary issues.
Conclusion are the possible implications. The review of the book on Filipino ethics carries significant implications for both the field of ethics and the broader understanding of Filipino culture and society. So it underscores the necessity for a nuanced and culturally sensitive approach to ethics in the Philippines. The diverse and multifaceted nature of Filipino ethics challenges the idea of a single, universal ethical framework and encourages the development of an approach that respects the various ethical perspectives that contribute to this complex landscape. This book serves as a call to action, inviting scholars and entists to delve deeper into the intricacies of Filipino ethics, understand the cultural and historical roots that shape it. Furthermore, the influence of religion, particularly Christianity, on Filipino ethics underscores the significance of religious and cultural factors in shaping moral values. Future research should explore how these influences interact and evolve within the Filipino context. The acknowledgement of contemporary ethical issues within Filipino ethics emphasizes its dynamic and responsive nature. This paves the way for ongoing exploration of how Filipino ethics continues to adapt to modern challenges such as environmental concerns and gender equality. This book review suggests that the development of an inclusive and culturally rooted ethical framework for the Philippines is not only a scholarly endeavor but a practical necessity. By understanding the complexities and unique features of Filipino ethics, we can better navigate the ethical dilemmas and challenges in the Philippines and contribute to a more culturally sensitive and contextually relevant ethical discourse.
So references, let's take a moment to explore the diverse range of references that enrich our understanding of Filipino ethics. Each of these works contributes a unique perspective to our exploration. So some references are in our paper. So the first reference is Personality in Nature, Science, Society, and Culture. Authors are Clyde Clucon and Henry A. Murray. Year 1953. A New Look at Christian Morality. Author Charles E. Curran, 2008. Situation Ethics, The New Morality. Author Joseph Fletcher in 1966. The Anatomy of Values, Problems of Personal and Social Choice. Author is Charles Fried, 1970. Leisure and the Basis of Culture. Author is Joseph Piper. Year 1952. Theory Justice. Author Stuart A. Schlegel. 1976. The Moral Teaching of the New Testament. Author Rudolf Snackenberg. Year 1965. So these references ranges from theological texts to anthropological studies, form the foundation of our exploration into Filipino ethics. Thank you.